Hello everybody, good morning or good afternoon or good evening, depending on what time it is for you where you are. Happy Friday, welcome back to the Hazel stream. I'm here, Kitty Cat's here. How is everybody doing today? Soldak says I got a mount, but it wasn't the rocket. Got 270 tokens for the raid. That's one more raid than I have so far, at least the staff I was farming off the mob. Added in 1015 outside Deadmines dropped, but still need gloves off the floor. Cersei Ramon, thank you for the 55-month resub. Very much appreciated. And Almond with a 19-month resub. Thank you very much. Kayla Grilla on a 3-stream streak, as is Tempest Mellinger. Hi! Hey, guys. Imagine this. Matching wigs for you and Kitty Cat. Maybe in, like, Photoshop. I would photo edit a wig onto you. I don't know if I would put one on your little kitty cat head. You're perfect, just like this. Hello. Let's see here. Today, I want to do something different than yesterday, because yesterday I queued a whole stream's worth of solo shuffle and did not win once. Today, I want to do my Freehold runs, but I do want to do my Love is in the Air dailies on 2 characters as well, just to make sure that I am still accruing tokens towards that 270 total for the Heartseeker Mana Ray mount and the Love Boat toy. AI deepfake patterns on Kira's fur. She could be Weecraft. sounds like a comic book hero. Got the Sire Denathria's pet, and somehow got another Korkron Juggernaut while farming the Tusted Manor up. Are you gonna keep it around on you for like flexing rights? I finally got the Drake armor. Very nice. Speaking of Drake armor, I suppose I should queue up for that. See if we get that. Plus, it's another 10-ish tokens for doing Crown Chemical, so we'll do it on the Druid and we'll do it again on the Priest. Yeah, that'll be good. How's everyone feeling this morning? Finally got that silly pink rocket mount after 14 years of farming. Congratulations, Xanis. Wow, that's a lot of persistence. It's a lot of dedication. It's a long time. Gonna stay in my warrior forever, just like I have a spawn of Horadon in my main's bag. Let's have a look at these dailies today. What do they want us to do today? I wonder how many different sets of these they have. They say Nagrand, which is good. I know that one. Been there. And then what is it that you want? You want me to go ahead and relieve stress. We like that. The stress one is good. I think that's got to be my favorite one. How could it not be? Off and away. See a face in your cat's fur. Kitty cat, you got fur faces? I see a face on your face. Hi. Yeah. Oh. Cute. All mounts are obtainable with enough persistence. That's a good way to think about it. Have yet to see that mount after 10 years. Well, every year, more and more people. I thought about getting on the mount just to look at it, but then I remembered what somebody said yesterday about how mean it was to be on the Love Rocket mount in this instance. I know I'm in this instance for like a different thing, but still maybe a little bit on the insensitive side for me to whip it out. Oh wow, someone's cranking. Yeah, I didn't think unobtainable mounts were included in the spirit of the statement. Has Boy made any progress with the class hall? No, we've been busy with them. We've been busy with other stuff. It is thoroughly on the back burner, but it's cooking away back there. Those noodles are getting soft. I also have the Headless Horseman mount. I think I have all of the holiday rare drop mounts, because there's like the Brewmaster Kodo and Brewmaster Ram. There's the Headless Horseman, there's the Love is in the Air, there's like the Grumpus situation from Wintervale. I'm pretty sure I have all of it. I think I'm not missing any of them. Hot take, soft noodles, better than al dente. I've met a number of people that think that way. I'm fine with either, although if they're so soft that they're like getting slimy and falling apart, I feel like we've all gone too far. But you're not the only person I know that prefers that. Can druid forms use dragon riding now? No, not yet. Not yet. I heard that they had said that that was coming at eventually, but it's not in the game at this time. There we go. I imagine she might have some rage to let off after yesterday. You go right ahead. Oh man. Speaking of sound, do we have any music? I do. It's just, maybe it's just low. Maybe you guys can hear it and I can't. It seems really, really quiet to me. Maybe it's just not on right now. It's gonna come back in later and it's just gonna crank. Howdy, howdy, happy Friday. Good afternoon or evening to you. Don't see the point in making a holiday mount so rare it feels miserable if you're unlucky. Yeah, it's a bit extra rude with them because they are only available for a couple of weeks, so you don't really, you know, I don't so much mind having a low rate on something that's available all year round, but it really kind of feels like, well, I did my best and it either happened or it didn't, but you know, I can't profess to truly feel it because I did get lucky last year, so I'm done. I'm just grinding for tokens. You have to win a solo shuffle to let us hear music. Oh man, I bet you guys are all dying to watch more of that. That's probably top of your list. You woke up this morning, you're like, man, I really hope that Hazel keeps more solo shuffle. I just didn't see enough of it yesterday. Yeah, I played some SOD. I haven't stuck with it. I understand phase 2 is happening. I'm sitting it out. Someone had the idea of making the mount available for 1,000 tokens. Puts a timer that after a few years of trying you will get it. Yeah! I feel like putting an item on a vendor that costs tokens, that takes more tokens than you can get within 1 year, would fill a lot of people with rage. I think that it might not go over. Like, I understand the where you're coming from, and that might feel better than what we have now, especially if you are like really struggling on that mount. Slacking on token grind with ult for this event. I like that the new quest line that they added gives you like 140 and then odd tokens, because that meant that I could get basically everything on the vendor by using just a bunch of different alts, except for the 2 expensive things. There was only 2 expensive things that I didn't have yet, so. Oh, well that's nice. That's smart. Look at Clever McClever over here. Trapping. I was just gonna run around like a maniac. On another note, you really got me addicted to Arena. Got my second character up to 1800. Congratulations! As someone that does not have it, stop making things easier. An important qualifier. Yeah. It's okay. Don't worry. I don't think any of us here have like the magic wand power. And if I had the magic wand power, I would feel way too much pressure to actually use it. Druid Root's also nice in that guy. Huh. Enjoying the new Love is in the Air event. Glad Bloods are finally redesigning holiday events. Yeah, it's nice to have something different. These dailies I think are kind of cute because I'm enjoying the novelty of them for now. I guess they could continue adding new things in the vendor next year, but assuming that they don't, then this is something that I can kind of do for, you know, X amount of time to get my things this year. And then I don't have to worry about it next time. So, Soaring Wind Rocks I usually like to get from up here. That's right. Hi from Canada. How are you, Hazel? Hello. Hi from also Canada. I'm doing well. How are you? How's your weather? We're still pretty nice weather here on southern Vancouver Island, but it was 3 degrees, a little chilly. I put my glovies on before I went for a run. What is your favorite WoW holiday? What is my favorite WoW holiday? I'm a bit pragmatic towards them, to be honest with you. I mostly just kind of go, well, what do I got to do to get whatever it is that I gotta get, and then whenever it's over, or whenever I'm done with collecting the things, then I'm usually pretty relieved to kind of put it down. There's got to be a thing. Hell's End, because I control people with wands. Hell's End sometimes gets under my skin because it is a really big culprit of bag clutter with the wands and with the masks and everything if you're doing a bunch of Hell's End stuff. Same thing with Lunar's End. Lunar's End can really do a number on your bag. Or Lunar's Festival. Lunar Festival can do a number on your bags with all of the Elder Pouches. Does the achievement that you're tracking give a reward? Yeah, it's the Battle Mender title. Oh, did I get it? No? They're all gone? Do they disappear when you photograph them? Or maybe I'm just getting... I'm just going to wait right where everybody else was. They seem to be onto something. You do get to drunkenly ride a ram at Brewfest. That is hard to beat. Brewfest is pretty fun. Brewfest had the sausage eating thing that was kind of cute. Brewfest had some fun stuff. I play in NA, North America. I still have like 10 ones in my bag for randomly turning friends into slime. Yeah, this is a new quest. This is part of the revamped Love is in the Air. The sky is so pretty out here. It's such a lovely mix of like, you know, clouds and nature and then whatever in the ethereal is going on up there. Something outlandy. Wish Wintervale was longer. Go far to visit family. Can't do much of the Wintervale stuff every year. Found them closer to the... Oh, there we go. There we go. That's what I was after. Seems like love is really high in the air here. Oh, man. See what you've done with that one. We need to get a photo of the Elec. And unfortunately, I learned yesterday or the day before that they don't particularly want it if it's dead. So we wait for it to respawn. Here, we can wait with our camera out. Everybody's pointing it this way. Do they know something? They must know something. Is that it? No, that's just a bull elk. It's white. I think it's great. It doesn't count. Not the right one. Ah, there it is. Hard to get out of combat with it, actually. Okie dokie. May as well dragon ride if you have the option to. And then I'll need to do all of these things on another character. But we're getting there. It'll be another like 60 something tokens, and we're getting 30 a day, so basically two maybe 3 more days of dailies after this. The trick is going to be for me to remembering to do them on my days off, because I've been doing these on stream. And I haven't been lately playing a ton of WoW outside of stream just recently, because I've been either doing other stuff or busy, or just playing Palworld if I was off stream. So that's going to be the thing. I'm gonna need a real metaphorical sticky note. Really like that they give portals for this. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. That would have been a big trek otherwise. I feel like I wouldn't have done it if they hadn't given me a direct Nagrand portal. I would have been like, you want me to go where? And I just wouldn't have gone. So this is very nice. Skip your days off. Have enough tokens. I did play Hades, yeah. Why do you ask? Have you been playing it lately? That's a fun one. That's always worth a replay. I love games like that. It's like 10 seconds away from Shatrath. Yeah, but like, am I in Shatrath? I'm not in Shatrath. It's too many steps. Lazy. Got it yesterday on sale. Haven't started it though. No, that's a good one. I ended up playing it on Switch of all things, but I'm sure it would be good on any platform. Okay, so she has her 206 tokens. She's all set to go. She can, I'd say go home, but she can probably hang out here unless I end up queuing more. Maybe we'll try to do a redemption queue today. We'll see. Gold Shower quest is scary on Mooncard. Gonna play it on my Steam Deck, so upgraded Switch by quite a bit. Are you coming for my Switch's computational power? Because, ouch. Just because it's true. What are we doing? What are we doing? We are doing the same thing, but on Ink. See, that's right. Not have a Switch as well. Joel, I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't know what you're talking about. Deck feels so much better. I remember people talking about Steam Decks, and I remember thinking that Steam had released like Valve had released some out there hardware before, so I was gonna wait to see if it had any sticking power. And also I was kind of like, I already have a computer. But I've got a bunch of friends that have them that talk about like setting up and playing games on them, so they must be good. Okay, she was gonna go queue up for Crown Chemical and head this way. I like my Steam Deck. Yeah, you were one of the people that came to mind. What's the primary benefit? What's the main thing that you like about playing games on a Steam Deck compared to playing them on other, game playing platforms that you have handy? What's the draw? Oh, that's the Darkmoon Fair. We don't go that. We don't like that. We don't go there. It's not right. My Steam games, but in a Switch form factor. Oh. Draw a Switch, can lay in bed and play Elden Ring. Oh. See, I use my Switch exclusively in docked mode. I don't play Switch handheld. I have it on the TV and then I gremlin on the couch with my controller. Indie games, but Steam is a selling point. Sitting in my bed gaming much nicer. Could play WoW on a deck. In bed. Wouldn't the controls be a bit of a thing? Chronic illness, peeps, handhelds are a lifesaver sometimes. I see. I don't think I'd thought of that. I've been enjoying having my Steam games on my TV with like an Xbox controller attached. But that is not exactly the same thing. Do you like SOD? It was fun. It was fun. I didn't end up making time for it, so I'm not playing it currently. Controller mod for WoW, but yeah, it's a process. Console port, WoW isn't bad. Wouldn't push keys or anything, but for running old raids for mounts, it's nice. Interesting. Okay. Straighten out a little bit. Save the spine. Watch your feet. And then as soon as I get done with these dailies, we can start our Freehold runs. We should be able to basically cap out our instance lock. That's a regular box of chocolates. That's something different. 5 love tokens. I wanted 10. I guess the amount of dailies might vary a little bit depending on how lucky we get out of that box. We gotta check in with this guy. My gnome looks pretty cute relieving stress. Hey Hazel, how's your morning? Hey Britt! Morning's going alright. Morning's going okay. I'm up and doing it. I went and got a little bit of exercise. And that was a big deal for me because I'm usually really good at talking myself out of it. So, it wasn't very much, but it'll do. Better than nothing. What else have I been up to? I made some bread yesterday. I was actually getting really frustrated. I think it might have been displaced frustration. I think I might have been frustrated from PvPing yesterday, but I was trying really hard to be like, you know, mature and well-adjusted about that. So I was just kind of like, you know, working through it. And then I start shaping this loaf, and this is such a high hydration dough, and it's so sticky. And I'm just trying to make it behave and turn, because I was trying to shape it for a loaf pan and not a boule, and it was just, I did eventually manage to approximate it, and then it's turned into a nice loaf of bread. I'm happy with it. It could have risen a little bit more, but that could be down to a number of other factors. But at the time, I just had like a bunch of dough stuck to my hands, and also my bench scraper, and also my counter, and also like I was just like this. Behave! Which of course doesn't help anything. Don't tell anyone. But what got me to finally buy one was to have an all-in-one machine for current games and emulation that I could take with me, play wherever I want. Feels nice to hold, plus just a PC. That makes sense. I think there's a lot of appeal for that, especially if you're somebody who like goes places occasionally and is like, you know, away from home where you would not have your PC with you. I think that would have a lot of pull. So that's that one. And then we were heading into Grand. Not just away from home, away from desk. True, fair. Cash, I see your point. Although I'm still not going to let that message through. I see your point, but I don't know if you've looked through the games that are available on the Nintendo shop. Some of them are out there. They are not necessarily to Nintendo's own publishing standards, or even within several miles of them. I don't know if any of them have that kind of content, but a lot of it is a lot more, I don't know, controversial than what you might find in a Mario game. Let's see. Why does everyone but me have the Farak mount? I think the AOTC one is relatively common, but the actual Farak drop mount is still pretty rare. You might be seeing the same like 3 people just over and over again. Some super weird dating sims on Steam. Just saw the Freehold mount. It's a sign. Today is the day. Today could be the day. Are we ready? Have we earned it? Do we deserve it? Do we want it? I do want it. It's a nice parrot. So the whole group mount up on it. On the way from Tindril to Farak. Well, the reason I specify is because there's 2 colors of it. If it's the purpley looking one like that one, lots of people will have that one because that's not a rare drop. All you have to do is kill Heroic Farak. And maybe the rest of the raid, but maybe it's just Heroic Farak. And that'll and then you get it. The red one that looks exactly like this one. I would be very surprised if a whole raid group had this one. It's possible, but they would have to like find each other. But the Shadow Flame one is a little bit more achievable. Oh, there he is. Oh, there he goes. There she blows. It's been in my bags for weeks then. Yeah, check your I don't know if it would go to your bags or if it would just be on the rostrum thing. The drop rate for this one I don't know, but I'm assuming not very high. It would not surprise me if it was in the 1% range, like a standard mount drop range. Hazel, thoughts on running low rise for the Quantum Courser versus targeting dungeons? My feeling was that I wanted to maybe do that after I get the Freehold mount to drop, because it would feel so bad to get the Freehold mount from a Quantum Courser when it's arguably so easy to farm from dungeons. Obviously, I'm still doing it, so it can't be that easy just because it's a drop chance thing, but like, all of the other mounts that I'm still missing from dungeons are much more annoying dungeon farms than this one. So I wanted to maybe try to brute force this one first. However, the season's eventually going to end, and then the option to do... Like, you'll still be able to get Quantum Coursers from a Dawn, but... And I'm just saying this for the room. I know you know this, but, you know, like, running Rise keys will not be an option. The other problem with me running Rise keys is I'm not going to want to do the smart thing and, like, stack the group with, like, Giga carries and just blast through them in, like, 8 minutes a key. I'm going to want to just, like, go into Group Finder and be like, hey, these people need a healer for their +2 Rise, and then struggle through, like, 45 minutes with absolutely random groups that may or may not know what they're doing. Because for some reason, stacking groups feels like cheating to me. It's not, but I don't know. It just tickles my itchy bones, so I'm not going to be very inclined to do it properly. Poor elephant. Yeah, he gets agitated by flash photography, but we're still sending like hundreds of really inconsiderate flash photographers to go photograph him, and then when he gets understandably upset about that, we murder him repeatedly. It's not very nice. Simply be a Windwalker monk that can solo it. Yeah. Yeah, I know that I could fill it. I could probably try to fill a group from chat. It just doesn't feel right to me for some reason. I couldn't really explain why. Photos shared with Maurice. There you go. It's just, and I'm like very inconsistent with how I apply this rule. It's not something that I'm like super adhering to in all spheres of the game, but in some spheres of the game, I don't like doing things that are not in the spirit of however I perceive the thing to be for, which is like weird and stupid. There's like nothing wrong with doing like something kind of off-label in the game, and in some cases it's the only way to play, but like, I don't know, there's something wrong with me. I'm going to delete these chocolates. I don't want them. Get them out of here. Be gone. And let's go do some Freehold. In a funny twist, I think Sharkbait is the last mount that I can get for the Corsair. Solo Plaguefall for the secret mount. That was pretty funny. Okay. Freehold. Borellis, that's right. That's how we do it. Hi, kitty cat. Welcome back. How you doing? How are things with you? Aw, thanks, Saga. This is the comfiest of the wigs because it's the shortest one, so it's not as heavy. Huh. We like this one on days that we don't really want to do much. No, the heat factor is about the same. Cute kitty. Yeah, none of them are. I don't have. They're all synthetic. I don't have any human hair wigs. How heavy are the heavier ones? Tiresome to wear? I just get headaches, but I get headaches easily. So I don't think that it's really a fault of the wig, and I don't necessarily think a better wig would fix that really. I'm just very sensitive to stuff. So it's nothing that's too bad. Yeah, the human hair ones are really, really expensive. And depending on how you source them, there's sometimes ethical concerns. Although there's ethical concerns with everything, so again, I don't know how you apply that kind of logic consistently, but we are heading into Freehold, where there is, as far as I know it, no ethical concerns. Let's get into no, not Shadow Loot Spec. That's not going to help anything. Let's get into Shadow Spec. And then let's make sure the dungeon's on Mythic, and then let's go have at it. And yet, you have the biggest sun hat. It's so big that I can't see the trees coming from my dome. Dungeon difficulty Mythic. Very good. Used to get headaches from having long hair. Never again. Yeah, same. I used to get headaches from pulling my hair back, even if it was done fairly loosely. But then if my hair wasn't pulled back and it was like in my face and in my way, I hated that too. There wasn't a whole lot of winning with it. Even with the wig headaches, I'm still at a net positive comfort level just over having long hair in the first place.
Interrupt.
I see. Thank you, Nordic.
Watch your feet.
Speaking of uncomfortable clothes, how do I tell this story without sounding like the dumbest person alive? Nope, there's no way to do it. I've recently discovered, for the first time, first person ever to have this idea. No one else has ever been this brilliant on the whole planet. I've recently realized that you can exercise in comfortable clothes, and you don't have to exercise in quote-unquote athletic wear. Just because you have, like, compression leggings and all the rest of it, doesn't mean that you have to wear that out in a run. And sometimes it's not even that they're super uncomfortable on. Sometimes they are. I find that skin-tight athletic wear is a little uncomfortable to wear, but you kind of get used to it. The problem is it's impossible to put on in the morning when you first get out of bed when you don't have any of your coordination yet. I mean, I'm sure you guys have. You tried to stuff yourself into a pair of leggings when your fingers are cold and it's dark in the room and you're trying to get out for a run and then you got them on backwards. It's awful. It occurred to me that I could wear my regular, lazy, ripped, stained sweatpants, and I could run in those because nobody cares. And then, like, in some areas, it is nice to have more supportive garments, and I will still stick with that, but you can put them underneath the same big t-shirt you wore yesterday and then just throw it in the laundry when you're done. Newsflash, everybody, you're welcome. I have discovered this for the good of humanity. Nobody else has ever had this idea before. Dark Angel KCES, thank you for the 2-month resub. Exercise with no clothes if you're alone and in private. Alone in private and maybe not in 3-degree weather. Young age, we're conditioned to the idea that there are clothes just for exercising. Yeah, and I think in some cases, like, the compression does serve, like, an important purpose. I have this thing where I get really itchy, splotchy skin, particularly in my legs when I exercise, especially if I haven't been keeping up with it recently. And I found that wearing, like, compression leggings helps to mitigate that, but it's not worth trying to get into and out of them. Because it's... I hate it. I hate it. I hate trying to wriggle into that stuff. Maybe they're just too small for me. I don't think so. I think they're the right size. So we tried Freehold. Good. All right, another chance. Off we go. Arahoki, thank you for the 36-month resub. Appreciate it. 3 years. Time flies, doesn't it ever? Oh, I didn't. Wait, is that from me? That might be from somebody else. Oh no, I still have the eyes for you only toy. I thought that when I logged in, my Heartseeker Moth and I, like, gave little hearts to each other because I had the pet from Loves in the Era, but I think it's just because I have the toy enabled that turns everybody else into a heart that, I think that that's what's kind of, helping me out here. Freehold. This toy is the perfect solution for, somebody was complaining, and I don't know if they were doing it in good faith or not, but somebody was complaining that other people wearing ridiculous transmogs like the Love Witch set was, like, kind of ruining their immersion. It's like, this is great, you can just delete everybody, turn them all into little floating hearts. I don't know what that'll do to your immersion, but it might damage it less than mini skirts and leggings, if that's the thing that's keeping you up at night. Playing drums is the best exercise. Check out grip leggings. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've been much comfier just running in my sweats. You know what was the dumb thing was I had a moment where I like, wait, I bet they call them sweatpants for a reason. It's amazing I have friends. This toy really has some rapture vibes. Because I've been wearing like an old sweatshirt hoodie out whenever I'm running and it's like under 5 Celsius outside just to kind of keep the chill off a little bit. And then I was like, wait, there's other stuff that's just like this, but for life. I need to reorganize my closet. The other reason it's hard to get out and get exercised is the just trying to dig the clothes out for it from like the pile. The problem is I don't like to hang up my knit sweaters because that stretches them and can kind of degrade the fabric a little bit, the wool. So I fold them and I stack them nicely, except that there's kind of like, I don't know. There's not very much room, and that's also where I keep a bunch of other stuff, so it's kind of become like a mountain of clothes and sweaters that you just sort of dive into head first when you're trying to find like a particular item of clothing that you know you've left there. How many knit sweaters do I have? At least 2. 3 knit sweaters. But they're quite bulky because, you know, they're knit. The fleeces I'll hang up because those are indestructible. You made it sound like 12. No, it's just not a super huge closet. Speaking of, we haven't seen this Easter pink sweater in a while. I've been wearing it. I had it yesterday. I think I just didn't put it on stream. I might have had it on my chair. I was wearing that outside of the stream. It's in good shape. I haven't let Moose chew it. He wants to, but I have not allowed him to do so. High school, the rest of us would do laps of the gym in layers of sweats. And spit in a garbage can and each lap to drop for weigh-ins! That's what I think of with sweats now. Oh. We're going to Freehold. We're going into the Freehold. We're on Mythic. The entrance is around here. Is this pink border on the screen something that is also from... Actually... Yeah, the pink border is from that Eyes For You Only toy. I didn't even notice the pink border before. I was so enamored by all of the people that had been turned into hearts. If it's not food, why can he eat it? Moose's eternal question. Pop out now. Best of Eyes for the Mount. Have a great day, Saga. We're heading this way. I like food. Shadow. There we go. He really wants bread, and I'm not giving him bread because what is he, a duck? He's a dog. But specifically when I make sourdough bread, if there's like crumbs that like fall, he will be the first to them, and he snarfles them all up like a Hoover. And then that means that like whenever, maybe it's just because my bread's like quite crusty, so it kind of like explodes into crumbs when you slice it. Maybe that's why he's paying such close attention. But like if you have like a piece of toast on a plate and you're on the couch, he will like give you the most longing gaze you've ever seen in your life. Anything for Moose? Heard somewhere that bread's bad for ducks. Yeah, I think so too. I think it might be nutritionally lacking and then maybe expands in their stomachs or something like that. I don't think bread's like particularly good for anybody. I think we just eat it because we're allowed to make our own bad choices. See you later, Nordic. Unhanging, folding all my knit tops. Yeah, the trouble is finding room for them. I had a very strange dream in which I found a stash of socks and like other clothing that I hadn't worn, that I like owned, but I had like forgotten that it was mine. And I was like, oh hey, I do have some things that are new to wear because I need to like replace my socks. What I need to do is I need to have the most like mundane / slightly embarrassing conversation while I'm killing this boss, and then the mount will drop, and then that has to be in the clip. But I'm pretty sure I bought this pack of socks from Walmart like 2 years ago, and having worn them every day since, they're starting to wear holes in most of them. I think it's just time to kind of replace them and get more, but I've been kind of putting it off because I don't know. But I dreamed that I found like a pack of like sparkly Christmas socks. They were like glittery, they were bedazzled, they were glam. And there was like 8 of them, and they were all hanging up on little hangers in a big walk-in closet that I definitely don't have. And I remember being like, okay, I don't need to buy socks. I can wear these sparkly, bedazzled, glam Christmas socks. This is awesome. Nanny, thank you for the 56-month resub. Oh boy, time just runs by so fast. Thanks for all the cozy content. Good luck on your mount farm. Thank you. Thanks for the 3 stream streak. I'm a regular here. We also had some anonymous gift subs. Appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Any parents? You know what does my head in a bit? Pizza. Just bread. It's pretty... The way I make it, it is. If you ever had one of my pizzas, you'd be like, yeah, it's pretty good bread. Dungeon difficulty, Mythic, very good. Alright. Yeah, I've got unused boosts. You get them when you pre-order expansions or when you buy expansions, and I don't use them because I like leveling, so they just kind of stack up on my screen like a token of my stubbornness. But yeah, it's probably time to do the socks again. I just have to decide if I want white socks or black socks this time. And apparently that's a hard decision to make, so I've just been procrastinating it. Hate leveling. Been seeing some recipes for sourdough pizza crust. Haven't decided if I want to try it yet. There's not a whole lot of harm in trying it once. I've heard of that as well. I should give it a go too. I have a sourdough starter now. This looks awesome. Where is this? This is Freehold. This is a BFA dungeon that I'm running for a chance at a mount. There's a parrot mount with a hook foot that drops in here, a red color. We had this as part of our Mythic Plus season one season ago, I think. This room's helped me sleep every night. Thanks for all you do. Aw, shucks. BFA looks awesome all around. BFA had some incredible places. I liked the level of character that these places had in BFA. Like, they were fun and they were whimsical, but they also felt kind of grounded a little bit. They weren't completely 100% fantasy constructions with no relation back to reality, the same way that like Zereth Mortis or Shadowlands areas are. BFA really felt like a little bit more real, but still being like super fun. No luck with that. Did you name your starter? Ours is Doughy Tribbiani. Oh, that's I did name my starter, but mine's not nearly as cool as yours. Have you played with Sora at all? Once or twice. I used to use Sora before. It's just that I wouldn't do it as often, and I wouldn't go as far because I didn't have all the stuff. But you know, it's cool. It's fun. Borealis is neat. Found Burial and Crepe. I see you've stumbled across my favorite section of Borealis. There's so many cool, cute little shops and restaurants and cafes over there, and nobody goes there because there's nothing to do there. It's like my favorite place to wander around and hang out if I just want to have the game on, but not do anything. Like maybe I'm looking through the dungeon journal, or maybe I'm like just making phone calls that I don't want to make, and I just want to like be logged into the game for reasons. Go hang out at the outdoor cafe. Dungeon difficulty Mythic. Imagine what it would be like to go to an actual cafe. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've been to cafes. I just tend to leave like as soon as I'll just kind of finish whatever I ordered and then I'll leave because I'm uncomfortable because I'm outside. I don't really linger and people watch very much.
Watch your step.
Are you done with whatever phone calls were plaguing you? I don't remember which time in particular that you meant, so I guess the answer is maybe, but there's always more. There's always something. Love to do that in Suramar. Sit in the boat, enjoy the view. Engel needs my cat. What did I watch last night? I watched Chitty Chitty Bang Bang last night for the first time as an
Phase
adult.
two.
I'd seen it before as a child. So I had all these memories of like remembering the movie, and I
Phase two.
mainly, apparently, the things that really gave me that feeling of like, oh yeah, that thing, was like in the beginning of the movie where Caractacus Potts has all of his inventions that make breakfast. He's got like his sausage machine and his eggs machine. That apparently really stuck out to me as a child because I remembered that very thoroughly. The rest of it was all a little bit fuzzy. Didn't realize there were multiple eras of plaguing phone calls. Hopefully you're in a better spot now. Oh, thanks. I think I'm just the kind of person where any phone call is going to be a plaguing phone call, and sometimes life as an adult requires talking to people and or making calls. Similar kind of scene in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. No, I have not seen the Wallace and Gromit morning routine. Oh, that was a fast run. We really just plowed right through there. I should check on my next character to see where I'm at in my instance. I forgot I put Barnacles in this outfit. I should check and see where I'm at in my instant save thing. You would like that. So is it a movie? Is it a short? What is it? What are we saying? Glad the construct noticed Twitch chat is better than a phone call. It's like a very interesting thing to me as to why showing up and streaming doesn't really cause me any anxiety when everything else does. It's very, very weird. Especially when I apparently have a lot of anxiety that's tied to like making YouTube videos, which is arguably a similar situation to this. But I can show up to this and it's kind of whatever, whereas videos, even though I've been doing them for 10 plus years, still apparently freak me out. It's kind of an enigma as to why this is fine. Hi. Kitty Cat, your turn, you're streaming. Watch the lens. Hi. Yeah. That would be... Yeah. You want to sit on the table for a little bit? What if he slept in my lap? I have these nice, clean black sweatpants that aren't covered in cat hair at all. You gotta fix that. Hi. Come over here. Oh, I got you. They're shorts and movies. Series of movies, but what I'm referring to is a scene in one movie. Oh. Maybe because we don't exist. Mm-hmm. If you go watch the wrong trousers, you'll get the full morning. Wallace is a man and Gromit is a dog. Any pet grinds? What was the last pet grind that we did? Yeah, we're 6 of 10. What was the last pet grind that we did? Oh, I'm still trying to get Blulu from Claws for Concern. And then I got I'm more or less caught up. There's only 1 or 2 things that I'm missing. Yeah, the Zap Throttle ones. That was the last pet farm that I did. I got the Zap Throttle Soul Inhalers. The Zap Throttle Soul Inhaler pets. That was a bit of a project. You'll finally understand when someone goes, cheese, Gromit. I don't think I've ever heard anybody do that. I don't think that reference has ever been made around me. I like these love bugs. I think those are cute. I haven't really thought much about pet battles in a long time, though. I mostly just grab a strat off of Zufus and then do that whenever they want me to do a pet battle. But for the most part, I just get my pet charms from, I don't know, the Shadowlands mission table, really. Anytime someone puts the call out for doing keys, I utter a keys, Gromit. Remember the Hazel strats back before Zufus. Oh man. There's one way to get it done. Still grinding the stupid Porky Pet. 12 attempts per day. 15k in the auction house. I will not give up. Herbie the Love Bug. Remember those movies? I remember the name. I know that there was Herbie Fully Loaded as a film. That must be about something similar. My biggest crime as a pet strategy creator was that I was really attached to counter typing. I kind of do this in all games as well. I was really attached to counter typing, so I would not consider a pet for a strategy if it was not an offensive or defensive counter. But because of the nature of pet battles, there was an awful lot of battles that you could just do with like an icky and like a whatever. But if it wasn't, you know, I wouldn't always try that. I would be like, okay, so this one is going to use elemental damage, so I'm going to use one of these. And I was like, well, this one's got an ability that'll mitigate that ability, so it's a really good fit. Meanwhile, someone just goes Black Claw Flock, finishes the fight in like 2 rounds. And I had never even tried that because I thought that was stupid because it wasn't in the spirit of the thing. Which of course is not an important consideration for a strat. So you're leaving. You're getting out of here. Iron Star go boom. Yeah. And realistically, using the same 6 pets for everything is a much better way to make strategies because that's much more attainable for people that are trying to like collect the pets they need to get things done. I am still grinding that stupid porky pet. 12 attempts per day. It's 15k in the auction house. I will not give up. I understand. It's not about how much it is on the auction house. If you wanted to drop, you'll see it drop. Rest in peace, Hellbomb strat. Wonder if we'll ever have another scenario where world first raiders actually pet battle for advantage like in Nashitar. I don't remember that. Was it for... Why were they pet battling? I think that's something that they would try to avoid if at all possible. A lot more annoying when I try to do 4 pet battle quests on 10 characters, 3 of them use Icky. Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of band-aids. Wow, her bags are in tough shape. For the benthic gear. Oh. It's a long time ago. Tell me about the bird pet from Bastion. In that one, I elected to purchase it. I was thinking of the Blood Feaster, the tick mount, that we farmed from the trolls in Nazmir, because that was quite a few streams of farming because I got incredibly unlucky and it just wouldn't drop. And that mount, because of people botting, was pretty cheap on the auction house. So every single day you would have a whole bunch of people being like, why don't you just buy it? Are you dumb? And it's like, well, yes. yes. And also, shut up. I get the feeling of wanting to see it drop. 42k kills is not a one-stream affair. And you know what? It finally happened. Didn't realize until today how OP the pet battle bonus XP is. That the Safari hat, you can level pet from 1 to 25, but 5 now. No luck. Nazmir mount randomly dropped for me, didn't even know it existed. Speaking of doing something dumb, did you see they reduced the price of the achievement from 70k to 50k? I heard, yeah. I wonder how many people had already kind of done it and now feel cheated out of 20k gold. It is a daily cooldown. Oh, so they wouldn't have spent that much yet? Okay. That makes more sense. Well, that's good. That's good that they did it before they got to the end of the 7 days. I'm still not doing it, but I'm happy for them. There we go. Or sorry that happened, etc. means. Just make all this stuff go away. All of it. How does this character have 13k gold? And it's like random BM Hunter number 4. And then my my PvP druid. I guess because she actually buys things, but my PvP druid is so broke. Maybe I'll send her some of this gold because I surely don't need it on this character. Send Valeria. Yeah, have 10k. Just to feel better. Yeah, I got 900 gold just from vendoring all that gear. Bit annoying that they /yell that you donated. People can be weird about other people's gold. I'd wondered about the math since every day it'd say you were 20% done when it still said 70k. Running dungeons makes... Yeah, it makes some. I like that Mount Farms have other incentives that you kind of get along the way. I think of that gold as like a nice little consolation prize. Details. One of my favorite mugs. I just love this weapon mug so much. And it was so important to have something that I could wear with it. Oh, I'm happy. It's not the dumbest 10 points I've ever earned. Okay, follow-up question. What is the dumbest 10 points you've ever earned? I can't believe this character got to 461. She was just the only character that I had that was like the right fit for coming to terrible alt runs.
Watch your feet.
If I was gonna clean up the name of the runs where people just bring their worst random alts that they want to play just for fun. Nobody really was doing that with a tank, and I happened to have a tank that was terrible and was just for fun. It's like, yeah, okay. As long as you guys yell at me if I start going the wrong way, sure, I'll pull anything. That is legendary Mythic plus tank scary. Of course she got to 460. What did her rating get to? 1678! She cleared 1500. Her highest key was an overtime, admittedly, 18 Throned Tides. And then she's timed some 16s in a couple of different keys. Are you feeling a randomized alt again at some point soon? Depending on how long the end of the season drags on, maybe. But I think that's maybe more likely to be a next season thing. Because between mount farming and collecting and the vicious grind, I think I'm probably pretty much set for activities for the rest of the season. Because the whole drive for me with the randomized alt is to level it and then gear it and then like play it a little bit in the current season. And I don't want to like have the season change over halfway between. I don't know why I want to do it all within one, but I want to do it all within one. Okay, no luck there. That was attempt 163 tracked. Probably a Prof Chivo. All the pristine ones are dumb. You think this season's gonna drag on quite a bit? Should main tank next patch. I don't enjoy tanking as much as healing. I think tanking is my third. I prefer to heal, followed by range DPS, followed by tanking, followed by melee DPS. I would rather tank than be a melee DPS. But it's pretty close, and those are at the pretty bottom of my own personal list. I don't think that Mythic Plus has a cap. I think that technically it would continue scaling up infinitely, but it would reach a point where it's just mathematically not completable by our characters. Where is support on that list? Oh, I forgot about support. Support didn't make the list. Healing melee DPS like Mistweavers. Ugh, I don't know. I like a traditional healer. I like healing from ranged. I like being a holy priest. Did that finish? I had to manually send out that. Yeah, there we go. So I can do those missions. It's just that TLDR doesn't want to send them for me for some reason. Whenever there's like a high-level pet charm mission. That's good. I very slowly complete this replenish the reservoir quest just via gold. Or not gold, via mission anima every week, and then I get like 1600 gold for it. It's pretty nice. I've got 25k gold in this character for nothing. But she needs to go to Freehold, so she's gonna Borealis, which means if she wants to get I've just been cool tears wormholing on her actually. She's got engineering. I want to say I read somewhere that keys stop scaling at 49. Couldn't tell you where I read that. Support next to Disc Priest. I would play a support before I played a Disc Priest, I think. I think I would play a support if I wanted a character if I wanted to try it out just for the novelty of it, which that urge hasn't struck me yet, but I could see how maybe it could one day. But also, I would maybe try a support if I wanted to have something that was pretty straightforward to play. I'd say something to play if I'm gonna play and drink, but I don't really play and drink anymore. I don't know, the character to bring to raid when you're also like, just not feeling it. Still don't understand how you were strong-armed into raid tanking. I think that was my idea for, if you mean for Nyalotha, I think that was my idea. I had some notion that it would be easier to lead that group and to kind of corral it from the tanking position. And I figured that for normal, I could manage to tank. And we did. I'm glad that happened. I'm glad that I'll always have those memories. Yeah, I raided this week. I went on my priest. We got another legendary drop, so our DPS DK finally got one. Thank goodness. Oh, hoping that we get bards. But I think it's nice to know what you like in-game. I think that it's okay to know what you don't like playing, because that just means that you know what's going to be fun for you. You can only ever play one thing at a time. Now, there's no reason to make friends with everything. As long as you've got, like, something you can play and have a good time on, that's good. That's all you need. I probably could have gotten here faster doing something different, but that's fine. Dungeon difficulty, Mythic, and then where are we at in instance lockout? 9 of 10, but with 2 minutes before another one comes up. So what we need to do is we need to do this run, and then we need to take an AFK, have a conversation about bread or something, chill out for a little bit, and then get back into it. Buy some time with a solo shuffle or something. Unless you play disc, and then you can heal and DPS at the same time. I've been running 17 characters a week through Freehold. 17. If Hazel had a theme song, it would be I Want It That Way. Beautiful choice of music theme era. Chef's kiss. Just noticed you had Arfus on your bars. Oh yeah. I wonder if this is the character that had Arfus drop, or if I just really wanted to have Arfus out. Best boy. What is the amount drop chance? We don't know for sure. Speculation is anywhere between 1% to 0.5%, so kind of 1 in 100, 1 in 200. I've heard for this particular one. Drop rate not dropped yet. Yesterday you flew from Ironforge to Gilneas. I was watching the VOD screaming, "Dollar on Crater, dollar on Crater." Yes, but I'm not a mage. And you know that I'm not going to ask a mage to make a dollar on Crater portal for me. And there's no longer a dollar on Crater portal where there used to be, like in Dollar Run or whatever. Yeah, 50% it drops there, it doesn't. How many amounts are you missing that you can farm? I don't know the exact number. Some. More than 10 and less than 30, probably. And maybe not much more than 10. In Legion Dollar Run there is. You wanna bet? Do you wanna bet? I mean, I don't want to bet. I'm not a gambling person, but all your channel points. All right, tell me where. Tell me where in Legion Dollar Run. I'm using my Dollar Run Hearthstone. Tell me where this portal is. In the middle bit. Okay. All right. I might be wrong. Very end in the corner. Which corner exactly? Because there used to be portals here, but they've been removed. Yeah, about those channel points. This character's going home. I'm also not going to take your channel points. I don't even think I could do that if I wanted to. All right. I was going to take a short break. That's what I was going to do because we're pretty close to the instance lockout cap, so we're going to pad some time here to let it catch up. I will be right back. Wow. Man, she was sitting there. Yeah. You gotta make it up with some good scritches. You're gonna even out the scales. She's been doing good. Moosey and her are doing maybe like a tiny bit better. He just really wants to play, and he's doing better. Like when he's trying to get her to play with him, he won't jump on top of her, which is an improvement. But he will kind of like jump around in front of or beside her in like a lot of play bows to try to get her to play, and that makes a lot of noise that really frightens her. So she'll like, you know, hide and hiss and be like, stop that. And he doesn't quite understand what that means because he's not a cat. So, you know, baby steps, but he just wants to play so badly. He also does that to people. Like he'll go up to a person in the street and he'll be like, oh, do you want to say hi? And then they'll offer a hand and he'll sniff it and he'll be like, do you want to play? And they're like, aw. And then they like go about their day, but like he's just trying to get anybody to rumble with him. What was I doing? Oh, I remember what I was doing. I'm trying to eat up some time here before I hit instance cap. And you know one good way to eat up some time and maybe work on some goals, because we're at 9, so it should allow us to do this. Yeah. You just head back in. Push-ups. How is Moose, generally speaking? He's okay. I keep going back and forth over whether he needs to go back to the vet or not, because he'll be like, I'll think, man, I really need to get him in, and then he'll be like totally like normal fine for like a day. And then he'll do like something that's a little bit off, and then he'll be fine, and he's I don't know. He's mainly okay. He's sleepy right now. He was up late last night, so he's catching up on his snoozing. Growing pains? Yeah, maybe. But it's putting him off his appetite is whatever it is. Like he's eating the same amount, and his business is all normal. But he doesn't really want his kibble to the same extent. And it's possible that it's just because he got some really yummy treats when he was like on his pain meds and stuff, and he got to eat some really nice meals, and he was like, wait, if I just don't eat this kibble, they'll give me something better. He could be just trying to absolutely metagame this. But his appetite could be impacted, so I don't know. Maybe he's ouchy and it's hard in his tummy. Maybe he used to love that food. It's weird. Wife and I are so cat hungry right now, it's insane. Just want to be in a financially stable place, make sure the kids are old enough. I totally get that. That's a really responsible thing to do. My sister and brother-in-law are kind of the same spot where they really want a pet again, but they have like a very young child as well, and they're just trying to make sure that they're like all in good shape to keep up with it and make sure everybody's happy and well taken care of. But I think that I think it's a matter of time. Yeah, and maybe his appetite's just changing because like he might be hitting a different point in his growing or something like that. But I think I'll feel better if I get him checked out again. Hi, kitty. Hi. He's certainly turned into a big boy. Just go to my sister's house, play with her cat to placate the need. Yeah, I've been bringing Moose over to my sister's place to come visit, and I think that to some extent helps with their having a dog around sometimes. Are we still in queue? We're still in queue. We're good. We're in rest respect. That's good. There we go. No, Moose is very polite with the baby. He's very polite. He's very good. He's not knocking anybody over. He is not afraid of the baby. Baby can throw him a toy, and then Moosey will get the toy off the floor. We're still very cautious around them because this is a 70-pound dog and this is a toddler, so even like a well-intentioned accident could be dangerous. So everybody's like kind of paying attention, and Moose is usually on a leash, but he's very patient and polite, which is very nice. There was a child outside actually recently that, like, unsupervised child, maybe 7 years old, 8 years old, with like a couple other children, but not with any like adults. Kind of runs right up to Moose and goes, "Hi, doggy," and is like trying to pet him. And I thought, you're gonna die one day. Like that is a dangerous thing to do. But even though the child was kind of like batting their hand up and down like over Moose's face and like kind of bonking him on the nose a little bit, Moosey was just kind of like, "Oh, hello, strange child." I'm Moose. He like he like sat mainly, like he was still excited and kind of wanted to play, but he wasn't. I was very happy. I was very pleased with his behavior. He was very patient. What toddler? My nephew. I have a human toddler nephew. I don't have any children of my own except for my dog and my cat.
Ascendance.
Oh, I need to pay attention.
Evasion.
Bam! Bam!
Oh.
Bam! Bam!
Ascendance. Hex. Bound.
Man, I had a bunch of hots on it, too.
Bam!
I have any non-human toddlers. My dog's a toddler. he's a 70-pound, 8-month-old puppy toddler. He's almost 9 months old. Terrified of children, but they always run up to him because he's big fluff. Wonder if 3 people at half health could have been translated into 1 person at 0 health. Yeah, sometimes I start thinking about like the target choices in my DPS, and then I think to myself, doesn't matter, not up to you. No amount of wondering about it is going to change any part of it, so don't worry about it and just do your best.
Bam!
Evasion. Behind. Metamorphosis.
Bam!
There we go. When are you planning to make the move from scroll wheel to keys? That's a good question. I was gonna do it after I'd finished grinding at Battlemender, but that was before I tanked 150 rating. Reminded me I'm at 72% of the Vicious Mount, need to finish it, but man, Shuffle's been rough lately. Yeah, it has been annoying me. I'm getting better with it as I practice. That's a cool, great color. I don't think I've seen that. Verdant Gladiator's Slitherlake, that's why. Why is there a Gladiator in my 1600 game? Maybe they're on an alt. Yeah, I was gonna finish Battlemender first, but
Bound.
maybe I should just
Bound.
go for it. Let's do a DR.
Metamorphosis. The Hunt.
Bam!
Metamorphosis.
Should have triggered that. Should still trigger that.
Ascendance. Bound. Hex.
Bam!
Hex. Metamorphosis.
Oh, I think I misplayed my send word there.
The Hunt. Ascendance. Hex.
Bam!
Bad danger. Dead. Happy little trees. Yeah, I have not been on a particularly hot streak in Shuffle lately. But that's okay. Aw. Kitty's got like a paw on my tummy and she's like resting her chin over her paw. You're so cute, baby. Can't be hot all the time. But then how come I'm playing the class that has all the hots? Huh? Forget about it.
Bam!
Bound. Bound.
Bam!
Hex. Evasion. Ascendance.
Yeah, that's a beaver hunter pet. I thought that was really cool.
Bam!
Hex.
Didn't even know we had beavers in the game. Yeah, I like looking at everybody's mods and like mounts and guild names and stuff. Sometimes they're fun. Tameable raccoons for hunter pets. If I know that there are raccoon models from MOP, but if they were tameable, I would look around on wow-petopia to see if I could find them, is what I would do. That's got the repository of all the hunter pets that you can tame.
Ascendance.
Yeah, no Freehold luck so far. I'm doing a shuffle to kind of eat up some of my instance lockout so that I can go back without getting capped on instances entered.
Metamorphosis.
Why did I do that? That was a silly thing. Actually, let's do this.
Hikes. 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 Hikes.
Bam!
Metamorphosis. The Hunt.
Bam!
The Hunt.
No raccoons. Can do skunks or beavers, though. Yeah, solo shuffle. Even rated arena, you can queue cross-faction. You can put together a cross-faction group. Oh no, we're against the double rogue team. Danger, danger. Trash pandas are my favorite animal. You would have liked, we were walking and Moose started like staring at this big bush. It was like a hedge shrub kind of situation. It was tall. It was like a big hedge shrub. And,
Hikes.
what is it? Shadowy Duel that does that?
Bam!
And we couldn't really figure out what it was that he was looking at. And then we are almost past it and we see like peeking out like most of the way up the bush, sticking it like kind of pulled the branches apart, stuck his little head out, and it was a baby raccoon. It was a young trash bandit. And I guess they were living in that tree, like the parents had put their young in that tree to hang out. And we were like, Moose, we gotta go. We gotta get out of here. This is not the tree that you want to bark up, my friend. Yeah. All right. Well, well, what are you gonna do? Got another 1,000 honor points. It's the conquest points you need. He was barking up the wrong tree. Yeah. The baby raccoon was super cute. But they're everywhere around here. There was a raccoon that crossed the road in front of me, or like the sidewalk in front of me, and it was dark, so I was like, oh hey look, it's a kitty. And then I like look at it a little closer and I'm like, nope, that's not a kitty. We do not greet that kitty. That kitty gets to go on its way. I mean, they all do, but sometimes if the kitties want to say hi, I'll say hi to them. What are we doing? We were doing, I think it was Crinkle's turn. No, maybe it was Zell's turn. Forgot. He's the last of the good green tea. Oh no. I keep like a 1 pound bag of like a Chinese gunpowder green that I like well enough. But I would not tell you that it is of pristine quality. It is of Hazel standard drinkable quality. It'll do. So we are now down to 8 of 10, and then the next one will be up in 4 minutes. So let's do another slow one. Buy anything for the trading post? Yeah, I got the pets and the mounts this month mostly. Seen a video of man handing out hot dogs to the raccoons. I think I've seen that channel come up. I also keep a 1 pound bag of mint tea leaves because I've found that mint tea kind of tastes like mint tea no matter how expensive or cheap it is. And you can get it fairly cheap because it's mint. It grows like a weed. So I have like a nice tin in which I was once gifted some nice quality mint tea, and after I drank that, I've just been refilling it out of this like 1 pound bag of dried mint leaves, and it works great, does a good job. Here. There you go. 10% extra damage on kill command. Done. A little pop-up kettle varies teas in the back corner of my desk. Because people keep giving it to me. It's a nice treat while I work. Oh, nice. Sometimes when I used to browse real estate and look at houses, some of them would have like a downstairs bar. And I used to imagine that, man, if I set up my office in that basement, I could have that be a tea bar. And I could make the tea like 2 feet from my desk. Because this is a pretty small apartment. I can basically make the tea in my kitchen 2 feet from my desk. But, I don't know. The fantasy is that it's just like, it's on deck. You've got like, basically you set it up like a little tea shop, but it's like in your house. Because if I'm gonna sit down and focus, which doesn't happen all that often, but if I'm gonna sit down and actually focus, I will usually make a pot of something. No, I never got this mount. You don't like my blood tick mount? What do you mean? Why not? Say it to its face. 165 attempts there. I would just want it to be set up like a tea shop. Not that I have to pay for it again. You know this. You're just being obtuse. Saw 3 purples drop. Thought it was the mount. Always have it hot at a cheaper price. I like I've got a Cuisinart tea kettle that has different temperature presets, and I like that a lot. Partly because the temperature presets are super handy, and partly because that thing has lived making like 2 to 3 pots of tea a day for, gosh, what is it now? Minimum 5 years. Possibly closer to 10 years. It's a miracle of modern engineering. I know sometimes they break, but I must have gotten a real good one. Should I do one more? Should I buy myself a little bit more time? Let's do one more and then buy ourselves some more time. It has so many teeth. Okay, well now I have to look at it. One time I did a school project where I made a poster saying there should be a morning warm drink bar, coffee, tea, cocoa, the sort. And for some reason, everyone thought I meant alcohol. We were in high school. Aww. But it was warm drinks. Alcohol is rarely, not never, but rarely served warm. Come on. Come on, people. Now I'm second guessing myself as to what the name of that mount actually is. What is my blood tick mount called? I know that the item was like a different name. Leaping Vein Seeker, pardon me. And it was taught by an item that had a completely different name. See, I like that its teeth are mainly like they go all the way around its mouth. That's kind of pleasing. Yeah, Leaping Vein Seeker, but Blood Feaster might have been the name of the item that taught it. No, this is the one that I killed 42,000 trolls for in Nazmir. This is a world drop mount. And then, you know, he's got his little pinchies, and he's got his little scoopies. He's like just, you know, and then he's got like extras. Like he's got extra little vials of blood on either side. He's prepared. He's packed a lunch. We don't have to like the same things. Those tendrils move. I never noticed that before. I feel like... Never mind. I was gonna say something gross. Hazel, you are odd? No. That's just your opinion. Do you have a soft spot for the ugly mounts? Bralis, this way. Mind you, if that thing showed up like in my house in real life, I would no longer find it quite so pleasing. Unless I decided that it liked me and it just needed someone to look after it, in which case we could maybe figure something out. Love that they added all the portals for Belemeth. They added a portal to Belemeth. Destruct. How do we feel about the Argus mount? Oh, the, Argus. Do you mean the Antorus mount? The one with the faces? I don't like that mount, but just because I don't have it. Very much a burn the house down situation for me. Yeah, the face one. I'm just bitter about that one because of A&R. I would like to farm that mount, but I don't want to do it. There isn't a tarantula. Loki, love a tarantula mount. I wonder if I would ever add like an arachnophobe mode like other games have that just replaces those models with something else. Because there are games that have done that. They tell you the faces are dead army to light Draenei, and that's just wrong. I thought these hand mounts were like super unique and cool and a bit different. But I can't say I pulled them out very much. So I know that they have protoform synthesis spiders, but I'm assuming that this is not what we're talking about, because if that was the case, then Brit would have qualified, wouldn't have said that there weren't any tarantulas yet, because we've had the widow. Like that's been around, and that's a very similar shape. Yeah. Tarantulas are fluffier, right? Yeah, exactly. You want a fluffy tarantula. Yeah, we've got the vicious spider too, but also not fluffy. To my knowledge, none of the... There are fluffy spider models in the game, but I don't think we can mount any of them. Savagen, thank you for the 6-month free sub. Yeah, still not fluffy. None of them are. See, we get a fluffy one, I'm off. Whoa, I've broken everything. I got snapped back mid-fight. Oh, and now I'm... Oh, dear. Guys, I'm scared. I think I just need to mash Whirlwind so that we kill one of these 2 packs so that it stops them snapping us. That's funny. I was in combat with 2 trash packs. I don't know how I managed to make it to Harlan without getting snapped when they decided to snap me later. But I was in combat with 2 trash packs that both wanted to snap me, and it was snapping me back and forth. That's broken. New epics? Oh dear. That would upset me a lot. I mean, this old instance doesn't work perfectly. I didn't think I was in combat with anything. I don't know how I managed to do that. New MDI strat. Fight 2 trash bags either end of the instance all at once. Ooh. I don't know why mobs can snap you back. I understand mobs snapping themselves to a different location if you get far enough away from them, but I think it's kind of messed up that they can like port you I wonder if that's intended or if that's just kind of like something they've never managed to sort out. Alright, well, Harlan is, at this point, much recovered from his injuries. It is intended? Have they ever confirmed that? I'm not saying they haven't. I haven't heard every interview or anything. I've just never heard anybody from Blizzard actually say that that's what they intended. Because that's the only way you could know, right? Some crazy player snap tech and Atal'Dazar back in BFD. Too much SOD. Ah, this. What if this is now the blessed run? It could drop. It's possible. This could be the one. Did not drop. Alright. She's getting out of here. We need to eat up a bit more time because we're once again in danger of hitting our instance cap. Imagine if they let you make a human character with a Harlan model. I can be rich off of dice selling alone. Secret tech to get sharp bait is to get him in the Dawn of the Infinite Mount. Yeah. This is just such a fast mount run that it feels bad to not do it if it can drop this way. There's other mounts that I would rather have the Quantum Courser give me. Also, I've never even gotten a Quantum Courser. I've seen them drop for other people. They seem like they drop somewhat often-ish, but not so often that I could get like a whole bag full of them. Alright, send me back in. We got some more time to eat up. And then we'll need to do Freehold on this character too. And then I set myself some gold, that's right. Sending good shuffling vibes. Thanks, Helpline. There's 3 hunters in this lobby. The reason they didn't want it, they want snapback players, didn't want teams running boss, ignoring trash. Banish a Shadow Mail to drop aggro, ignore it all. Oh. Interesting. Yeah, there's one mage, there's 3 hunters. No, that's a hunter pet. They've got a couple of those. What if I've been losing because I haven't been wearing my lucky transmog? That might be it.
Ascendance. Bound. Bound. X. X.
probably not stay on this thing.
Bam!
Ascendants.
Bam!
Ascendants. Bound.
Bam!
Bound. Ascendants. Poly. Poly.
Bam! Bam!
This isn't Freehold. Nah, I was getting close to hitting my instances entered cap, so I'm sprinkling in a little bit of shuffle to eat up some time. And to maybe make progress in my vicious mount, but at this point we need to just take that goal and just put it on the table and then don't look at that table. Send thanks for the 15-month reset. Happy Friday! How's the mount progress? I'm pretty sure my vicious mount progress is at 43, and it's been at 43 for a hot minute. I've hit a tough streak.
Ascendants.
After this one we'll do a few more freeholds. See if we get lucky.
Bam!
Yeah, bear. I know.
Bound.
We'll get it. We'll get it eventually. It's just a matter of time. It just might be a matter of a lot of time.
Bound. Hikes.
Bam!
Ascendants.
Bam!
Hikes. Bound.
Bam!
Lost like 5 matches in a row earlier this week. Too pain to get back in. What about Flabby? Does he do arena with you sometimes? I haven't asked him to this season. I wanted to get Battle Mender, which is in solo shuffle, and I can't keep solo shuffle with somebody else or it wouldn't be solo shuffle. And Flabby's been playing a lot of he's been enjoying SOD, so I kind of want to let him live. Sort out my own life before I drag him back into this. Poor Mage gonna get a hunter complex. I can feel myself getting stubborn about this.
Hikes. Poly. Icy veins. Hex.
See, I'm struggling.
Bam!
Ascendant. Ascendants. Holly. Ascendant.
Bam!
I feel incapable as a healer in 3s, especially solo shuffle. 2s is whatever, but for some reason the third person uncoordinated ones are hard. Yeah, I understand. I get that. Why is the mob soundtrack playing in Ravenholt? That's a good question. Is there a good way to check for Mog across multiple realms? Undermine Exchange. If it's like a specific piece of Mog that you're looking for, you can punch that into Undermine Exchange and then it'll show you like which realm has it cheapest.
Bam!
Great tool. Also good for checking for pets off realm too.
Hex. Polly. Icy veins.
Bam!
Polly.
You shouldn't have to check the realms one by one unless it's like a... You should be able to, on the page when you pull up the item, scroll down to see a list that can be then filtered by price. Or like sorted by price, rather.
Icy veins. Ascendants.
Bam!
After this match, I'll pull it up so I can take a look. Found it? Oh, good. Okay. Yeah, if you keep scrolling down, it should be there. Help you. Oh, TD with the raid. Welcome, guys. Hope you had a good stream. How you doing? I'm doing freehold mount runs today, but I'm doing a little bit of solo shuffle in between sometimes to kind of buy time on my instance cap lockout. Because I'm at okay, good. We're doing much better. We're down to five lockouts available. So after this shuffle, I should be good to start running freehold again. At least a little bit. I think this season I'm gonna make some changes to my UI.
Bam!
Because I think I'm losing some games to targeting mishaps. That could be avoidable.
Bam!
And that's an easy enough problem to solve if your interface is clear enough. Bam! Bang acorns.
Bam!
It's just telling me that my life boom has fallen off of myself.
Bam!
Ascendance.
Bam!
Ascendant.
I do really like that statuette of unforeseen power that you can use to get like kind of free casts after you juke a kick. That feels really
Bam!
good. When you can get away with it anyway.
Bound. Bound. Bound.
Go.
Bam!
Hello, TNT. Look, as long as nobody leaves, we might actually. I mean, not might. We've won one. We've got 3 wins. Let's try for 4. It's only been what, like 8, 9 queues in a row of straight losses.
Ascendance.
Bam!
See, that's not what I meant to do at all.
Ice.
Bam!
Bound.
Worked out. Somebody must have died. Digital Dave, thank you very much for the 9-month reset. Appreciate it. Okie dokie. So now it's... Oh, hey, look at Dragon Shard and Knowledge. Imagine that. This character's turn to try Freehold. So if I check my lockout, yeah, we're in much better shape now. That ate up some time. Okie dokie. Off we go. Alice. That put me at 45%. We finally broke our cursed 43%. 45% of the way towards the Vicious Mount. We've got 2 or 3 vault options. We're almost at our 3rd vault option, which I do want to make sure I finish so I can at least get a socket out of my vault next week would be good. Last week I stopped at only 2 of 3 and, well, I just took gold instead. Wasn't much else to be done. Curious what your personal method of gearing for PvP has been. So... these last 2 seasons, I had honor that I'd saved up from the previous season, so I just bought myself a full set of honor gear with like 13k honor or whatever, and then crafted the crafted pieces as early as I could, and then just bought conquest gear / geared up from vault after that point. For the very first season, I needed a bunch of honor to get into it in the first place. That sucked. I hated it, and I'm pretty sure I did world PvP weekly quests and other, like, the weekly quests that you pick up in the PvP area to scrape enough honor to get myself to an Addon level where I was into solo shuffle. But once I was able to queue for solo shuffle, I just did that. Struggle with getting gear past the honor set. Once I have the honor set, I would just shuffle and then get conquest from that, and then spend that conquest on conk gear. And then these quests help as well, because you're going to get some conquest from doing those PvP weeklies. It inspired me to try PvP. No, I'm addicted. Extra shapes in your shapeshift bar. One of them is the mount form. There's some kind of a glyph that you can get that will give you a mount form button that is specific and different from travel form, which is nice if you want to pull out your ground travel form in an area where you can fly, or if you wanted to carry somebody around on your back. Trent form is a cosmetic. It's a cosmetic Trent form. I'm sure I have a glyph for that as well. And then Moonkin, which you might have. Yeah, shuffling as a healer gets you conquest as well if there's the call to arms satchel, but there basically almost always is. That call to arms box has a token that has like 50 conquest in it, so that helps as well. And then of course if you win, you get a bunch. But 2 pieces of crafted gear are very important, because you want to pick out your PvP embellishes. I usually look at the ladder and I pick a high-rated player in the class that I'm playing, maybe a couple of them, and then see what embellishes that they're running. So I did that, and then I got myself I made a head with the Statuette of Unforeseen Power, and I made a silken lining pair of boots, because that's what I saw other people using. But it's important to get your 2 embellishes on, because those effects are pretty good. I prefer to heal in PvP. I wouldn't know the first thing about what I was doing on really anything but Resto Druid, and it's not like I know all that much about this either. Oh, I'm in healing spec. Oopsies. How do you find top players? I just look at the ladder. I look at the ladder, and then I look at the top druids, and then I try and sniff out based on their gear whether or not they're resto or not. And like their talents and stuff. There's probably another way to do it, but that's how I've been doing it this past season, is just by looking on the ladder. Wrong way. Also, let's get into balance spec, shall we? Links will get auto-eaten. There's no links will land in the chat. If you type it not as a link, somebody could maybe navigate to it on their own. No, it's not about whether or not it's a bad site. There's just like a blanket policy on links in chat. That's all. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Anything that even looks like a link will get eaten. People sometimes get messages devoured for the crime of having missed a space after a period. All right, Harlan. 1 parrot. Please. Oh, Barrett. We got more chances here. I had some thoughts about leveling up even more characters so I'd have more than 17 chances a week, but I feel like at 17 a week, it'll cough up eventually. It'll happen. Just a question of when. Still no mage? No. We were talking about making a mage, and I was kind of poking around looking at it. I don't think I made one. I made the monk. We have Maw Walker Mollywobbles the Mistweaver monk. There are other ways to get more chances. Mage is now the only class that I don't have, although my monk is not leveled up to 70. My monk is level like 13 or 15 or something like that. If I was to make a mage, what would their spec be? It's a great question. I don't know. I don't really like any of them, which I think is why I don't have a mage. I don't see the point of them. Arcane. Should we remind you mage can be no? Yeah, that's a good point. A no mage would be cute. Just for the purple pink. Fire for sure. Thank you very much for the 30-month resub. Good luck today, Hazel. Your streams are always such a joy. Aww. Mages are just missing a lot of things that attract me to a class, and it's not their fault. It's a it's a subjective choice. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with it. It's just not my thing. I like hybrids. I like being able to heal other people. I like being able to spam heal myself. I like having pets that you can name and get attached to, like Warlock and Hunter pets. I like dots and dot class style DPS if I am going to DPS. Warlocks and Shadow Priests. What am I doing? Leaving. Leaving is what I'm doing. I didn't get it. My feeling towards gnomes are akin to that of your feelings towards Disney. I would never kink you for that. Mages are missing the whimsy I desperately crave. Okay. Well, Paramage is great for mount farming. Why do they have 3 fingers? Well, they seem to be getting along fine. How come they need more? What's wrong with having 3 fingers? Is my priest wearing gloves? Sort of. She's got fingerless gloves. Yeah, 3 fingers and a thumb. That's enough. Honest OD, you can play healer mage. This is true. Evoker accomplished my mage hybrid fantasy. Fire and frost DPS chrono healer. Yeah, I always thought that if they were gonna add like a time-based healer that they would give it to mages, but you're right, they gave it to evokers. Attention difficulty, Mythic. This character's got a little bit more item level because I sent her some of those Flightstone boxes. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. They are good for farming. I like this mount skin. can't get into rogues, they feel clunky. The only rogue that I've, like, the rogue spec I prefer to play whenever I'm gonna be on a rogue, just to farm something, is Assassination. Because I can understand build combo points, spend on bleed, spend on slice and dice, spend on big damage, spend on AoE damage. Like, it's kind of, like, nice and orderly. It feels like it's pretty straightforward. I haven't tried the other two rogue specs. Not because they're not orderly or straightforward. They might be. I wouldn't know. I haven't played them. But just because I found one that kind of worked for me and I haven't found any desire to do anything different. What have I done? You know what portal you can buy for mages? Dalaran Crater. I kind of want my Chain Lightning to be more dramatic. Let's try it real quick. Man, I just don't do damage. Could be a glyph for that if you care enough. For doing more damage or for something different? Okie dokie. Oh, you know what we're gonna do? There we go. And then here, we'll use our Orc Racial too. She's almost item level 400. I must just be doing something dramatically wrong with LA Shaman. I feel LA Shaman is kind of like a light version of Boomkin to me in terms of things that I just don't get. Oh, for it to be more dramatic, huh? No luck there. But I am glad that I have one. I think Stylist Honey Plum's good. Is it sad that I had to level a whole new druid in order to learn Feral? Nah, I think you're in good company. I think a lot of us do that kind of thing. Kitty's doing that thing where she shoves her whole face, like, into my lap. And I never know how she breathes when she does this, but she must because she sleeps like this for hours. Unless you've got, like, gills somewhere that I don't know about. Made the mistake of using 2 expansion boosts on druids, but being overwhelmed by buttons. Finally leveled 1. Still don't understand. Yeah. There we go. He's got his empowered soul shards. Look at him all ready to continue with his Class Order Hall campaign. In the meantime, though, Borealis. Best name ever. Yeah, his bags are kind of a mess too. I guess he's got a bunch of Legion stuff in there as well. And his end level's 388, so he's wearing worse gear than Honeyblum. I don't know if I'm ever going to level another Warlock. I know I talked about doing like an Eridar style Draenei Warlock when they allowed us to make that. But Boy just really covers all of my Warlock needs. He's just perfect. The Eridar lock with green fire is so awesome. Yeah, I think APM is like actions per minute. Just kind of how mashy, how many buttons you would need to press. It used to be a thing that people would talk about with like RTS and like StarCraft pros having like crazy high APM, just doing complicated things very, very, very quickly. Something you could do, collect the Warlock Demon skins. I could. I don't really want to though. For most people, actions per minute, but for me, it is actions per month. For like a work thing, or for like a personal journaling thing, or is this just like a low APM joke that's gone right over my head? Because I can see that being like a little self-motivation, personal journaling thing where you're like tracking, I don't know, positive actions you've made in your life, and you're doing them every month, and you're like reflecting back on them to make sure you're giving yourself credit for all the hard work you're doing. Dungeon difficulty Mythic. There we go. I was joke, but the other idea is fun. I was musing recently trying to decide if I actually am a perfectionist after all. Because I feel like if I am a perfectionist, I'm a very bad one. Maybe that's why I get so angsty, is because I'm not doing perfectionism very well. Nothing will beat that XP boost wins of experience. So many 60s to 70s. Difficult without it. Yeah. Yeah, that was the last time I leveled a bunch of characters too. I was thinking that in college. Because I've been thinking that I've been feeling down because I don't think that my functioning is up to a human standard of what it should be for my age. But maybe my functioning's fine, it's just not up to my own standards. And it never has been. And I don't know if I should like work harder or just lower my standards and coast. Think about it until you have the perfect answer. You're on to something. Oh. Fear of letting others down, so I remove myself a lot from others because I can't be disappointed if I'm not there. I found that used to be an anxiety. I mean, I guess it still is like an anxiety management strategy for me, is if I'm anxious about other people's expectations of me, and I set up my life in a way where nobody really expects anything of me, then there's less to be anxious about. But also I've become a hermit, so it's not the best coping strategy I've ever come up with. I've discovered that a lot of my bad habits are all just, you know, they serve some purpose. They're all coping strategies. They're just, maybe there's a better way to get to that goal that doesn't have all of these downsides. Key to success, low expectations. Maybe just redefining your definition of success. You know, think about what kind of person do I want to be today instead of what kind of things do I want to have already done or wish I had done or think I should be able to do. It's like, how do you want to go about the stuff that's right in front of you? And the answer for me is not always the one I want, but it's a good place to start asking questions. Got diagnosis for hermit mode, safest for my well-being. Lower your expectations to the point that they're already met. Yeah, but maybe. Put on comfy exercise clothes after getting up. Yeah. Go for a run looking like an extra from Sesame Street. What's the harm? Would you still play WoW if by accident Blizzard deleted all your pets and mounts? Oh yeah. That would be a gold mine. I get to make an outraged video being like, Blizzard deleted all my pets and mounts. Poor me Boo Boo Bear. And then I get to go, alright, well, I'm gonna farm them all again. But that would just be like a gift of an extra 7 years of content. It would be great. Night Flame, here we go. Return of Midnight Farm Tuesdays. Oh boy. Dungeon difficulty, Mythic. If they remove pets and mounts from the game, I'd have to find something different to do. Nice billionaire mindset. I have such a billionaire mindset. Where are my billions of dollars? Where is my expensive cheese? I would like a yard with a garden. And those cost millions of dollars around here. Oh, man. Just make a couple mil, buy an acreage. Canadian dollars, yeah. I swear that midnight grind is forever seared into my brain. I just gotta let go of this materialistic desire to have cheese is really ruining my life. I just need to let that go. Make my peace with the food that I have. And don't get me wrong, I have cheese. I've got like 2 blocks of cheddar in my fridge. We're in it, you know. There is my billions of dollars. Before I stopped watching the Schwarzenegger documentary, he has like goats that are like in his house hanging with his dogs. Not goats, donkeys, pardon me. Or at least some creature that looked like a donkey. And I thought, you know what, if I had that kind of money, I'd probably have a donkey in my kitchen too. Why not? I mean, reasons why not, but they might be reasons that can be ameliorated with large amounts of money. Yeah, no, you're right. It's not just about the garden. It's the garden and wanting to be near my family.
Phase 3.
Fantasy of building a life in the same relative area that I grew up. Not the same neighborhood, but you know, the same like island would be nice. So many more cats and dogs. I wonder if I wanted to have like a ton of cats and dogs and I had a lot of money, if I would be hiring like help with them basically, like at the very least cleaning services. Maybe. I don't know. I would almost rather have just like 1 cat and 1 dog, or at most 2 of each, and then just like spoil them rotten. Just spend a ton of time with them. I have 1 dog and I already need to we need a regular training regimen is what we need. Cuz don't get me wrong, we train every day, but I think maybe some of our other training would go well if we also did more just like tricks training and like other fun stuff like that. Bond building, brain using. I trained him how to spin around clockwise. And then I started training him how to turn around counterclockwise, except that one time he had done like a little quarter turn to hop, and because I was happy about the quarter turn, I rewarded that. But now he is convinced that turn means turn a quarter turn and then do a jump. And I think I need a new word. I think I've ruined that cue because he thinks it just means do a shark leap to your left. So I've trained him how to do that, but we still can't turn counterclockwise. I think I need another word. Alright, and this. I have 2 characters left, and then that's it for Nighthold. Run and spin, catch the frisbee. Backflips. Walking backwards. In the dog dancing show that I watched, there was one routine that was like a Baywatch routine with the dog, where the dog does like the little shark crawl, like pretends to be a shark, and then later pretends to be a lifeguard, like giving CPR to the trainer, and it was the cutest thing I'd ever seen. I cried. It was so cute that I cried. Make it a fun word. Moose doesn't speak English. It could be anything. This is true. Love the dog dancing. I love that so many different dogs do it. It's not a sport that's like overwhelmed. I mean, there's a lot of border collies, but it's not just border collies. Like there's lots of different dogs that get into it. And it seems like the dogs are like really genuinely just having the time of their lives. Like they're so happy. That's nice. There's a golden that's amazing. I don't see a whole lot of huskies, but doesn't mean that Moosey couldn't learn to dance. He doesn't have to win championships, but
watch your step.
You know. Love your night elf, blood elf, transmog. Train Moose to do your crafting. There's some more practical things that I should probably... I mean, I guess the practical things are harder, though. Maybe you should train some easy things and then build up baby steps to getting towards the harder things. Moosey does not want to jump in the back of the car. Doesn't mind being in the car, does not want to get in. And he's so heavy to hoist. I can't do it on my own anymore. It's either a two-person job, or my partner job, or... And, like, I know he can physically do it. He's just got, like, apprehensions about it. It's a mentally difficult thing for him to do. Because I've seen him, like, clear, like a 5-foot fence. I've seen that dog take, like... I've seen him do acrobatics. He is nimble. He's a sweetie pie. I know he's, like, in my living room right now, but I kind of miss him. Okay, one mount, please. Is this my last character? It might be. I don't know if I did my rogue yet. I don't know.
Watch way.
Teach him to compromise. He puts his front half in, you lift the back half. Not my pup taught me.
Phase 2.
That might work. Although, maybe the other way around. Maybe I put his front half in and then he crawls his back legs up. I can't lift half the dog.
Watch way. Phase 3.
But you gotta have some real good treats. I have gotten him to jump into the car before. I once did it with some cheese, which on one hand it worked, but on the other hand, he sometimes gets a little car sick. Did not sit super well in his stomach. The other time I used a bunch of salmon. That boy likes salmon. Could start pumping iron. That's true. Who's to say I haven't been pumping iron? I would jump in the car for cheese too. It's funny because when you have something like cheese that's also like a people food, I can literally like be like, okay, if you're not gonna come in, I'm gonna start eating it, and then I'll like eat a little bit, and he'll be like, wait, no, that was for me. I was getting there. Cheddar cheese. Bless me. Did I just self-bless? That's awkward. Oops. Pardon me. That's the one I'm going for. I would hold out for better cheese. Yeah. You're also not a dog. I'm already up there. Oh yeah, Ripsy's our last character. That's right. We got one more Freehold chance here. All right, kitty. I need your kitty cat luck. Also, I need an instant poison. How many attempts? Somewhere approaching 170 tracked attempts, and then a mystery amount from before I started doing this farm recently. Because I had done it off and on over time, and then I did it a bunch last season, then I did it a bunch back when it was current. I don't know how many attempts that would have been altogether. Around 5,000, give or take. What a sun. It's 11:36. Why is it so low to the horizon? Shouldn't it be like pretty up in the sky? Or do you think that Freehold is always kind of at like 4 p.m. in the afternoon and that's why everybody's drinking? Oh man, I can get 450 Azerite power if I kill the giant jellyfish that has made Freehold's waters its home. But this is our last attempt for the week. This is our 17th try in the last level 70 character that I have. See, she doesn't have any gear either, but I feel like the rogue does just dramatically more just damage. Like those ads felt like they fell over. And I couldn't tell you a thing about the buttons that I'm pressing. Some of them are X's, some of them are blue. I don't know. Dead boss. No mount. One of the best things when we discovered when we moved to Oregon is 2-1 cheese. So good. Yeah, people seem to really like it. With all the bars in Freehold, it would be on brand if it was always 5 p.m. Where is my mount? Where is it? Perhaps next week. Love the giraffe t-shirt. I thank you. I like it too. I love that 90s stuff is technically vintage because I don't know. I don't know why the word matters to me. Reasons. Okie dokie. I guess 2004 stuff could be technically vintage now. That's terrifying. All of my pepper seeds sprouted? Congratulations, that's exciting. You are technically vintage? Oh yeah, I have a cup that says it. I got a cup for my 30th birthday that said something like age to perfection. Thanks, now I feel old. Every time you don't get dice and don't get them out, you should say, no dice. What do we got? What else do we got going on? This is a big mess of low-level characters. Some of them are just holding names that I thought were cute. Krabby. Molly Wobble. Oh yeah, Molly Wobble's level 17. I like her transmog though. So that begs the question of what we're going to do tomorrow and Sunday. Unless we end up back in Palworld. Because I'm done my Freehold mount chances. There's always more shuffle. I do need to do a little bit of a UI makeover before I think I dig back into it. I'm just not happy with how I'm seeing stuff on my screen. And I'm not super happy with my targeting keybinds either. I still think Molly should have thumbs. What if one half of her pincher is her thumb and the other half is her hand? Look at it. Look on the bright side. I went to a stylist today for a fitting. All the clothes he brought out for me were basically 90s throwbacks, and it made me feel so old. I'm not prepared for polished cargos as workwear. You don't have to share, but I'm deeply curious about what sphere of job this is. Are you famous? Make an interesting stream, seeing you tweak your UI. A lot of people have no idea where to start. Yeah, but I'm gonna be a mess about it. Is the problem. Like, my main plan for the moment is to crank up the size of my target frame and to go and turn off target of target to make it a little clearer. And then my secondary plan is to I was trying to make this week where it happen. I think I'm going to ask somebody about that puts a bigger highlight on my raid frames of who I'm targeting to make it clearer. And hopefully between that and the bigger target frame, I have a better understanding of who I'm targeting at a given time. And then thirdly, to switch to the key targeting rather than scroll wheel targeting, because that's also partly why I'm ending up like dumping cooldowns into the wrong character. I did do Love is in the Air. I did that first. I did that top of the morning today. I bet you there's I literally never find Claws for Concern up. It's a problem. No love. Only salt. Went for a free fitting the styling at the Standard Studio in Soho. Zero biz casual clothes. And I've worked since home since March 15. That's fair. Teammates cooldowns as you use them. So I've done ability team tracker for that before. I'm just not interested in it just yet because I agree that that's a really important thing to keep track of. But I want to work on that later. I want to kind of focus my attention on working on, first of all, my targeting because that's a mess. And then once I sort that out, positioning is my next project. And then if I can feel comfortable with that, that's when I want to start weaving things in and out of my teammates' cooldowns. And that's probably when I would put ability team tracker back. But until then, I don't really want it on the screen because I'm just too overstimulated, I think. Palworld Saturdays? Yeah, maybe. I am technically still digging. I'm really losing my enthusiasm for it. Because I'm kind of losing my enthusiasm. Are there, actually that's a good question, are there, there's the Technoscrying Daily that I got 2/3 done. Maybe we'll try that. Here, let's pop that on. Let's go see if we can finish that one Technoscrying Daily in the Zerolite Caverns. Just for the sake of the achievement. Not digging the digs anymore. It's just tougher to stay motivated for them when, you're like sort of, I kind of got the Mog that I really wanted off the vendor. And in theory, I want all the Mog off the vendor, so I should still be, I don't know. digging it up every hour. But I'm alright to kind of take it. I mean, at once a week, it's going to take me, I think we did the math once, like a year plus of doing the dig once a week to get all the mog off the vendor. But that's a year plus of only spending 10 minutes a week on it, so it's not that big a deal. The biggest danger is that you forget that you had intended to do 10 minutes a week, and then you start skipping weeks, and at that point, you're in it forever. Want to torture chat? You can go for archaeology. Meta achieves. I feel like I can torment you guys pretty well with just pond nettle fishing. Well, that might be, I don't know, that might be great streaming. Okay. There's a excavation up there as well. Yeah, I feel like the wind effects, I must have, you know what? I bet you they got turned up. When I updated my graphics card drivers, it reset a lot of my WoW settings, and I bet you I used to have that turned off, and I, here, let's see. Options. Might be elsewhere. Because there was like a thing that you could do. Maybe it wasn't. It was an accessibility, maybe. Yeah, maybe that's it. Amped on stream due to the bitrate thing? Maybe. They look big to me too, though. Trying to be in the ball on purpose. Enshrouded. Aren't you glad you gave Enshrouded a try with that graphics update? That is funny, yeah. I literally updated my graphics card drivers and messed up all my WoW settings and like messed up that one stream that one time because I wanted to play Enshrouded and I heard it had just gotten a new like my graphics card had gotten a new driver for Enshrouded, and I played like 18 minutes of Enshrouded before I decided that it wasn't for me just yet. It will be eventually. It looks great, but I wasn't ready. I wasn't in a good spot to get into it. That's what I became a Palworld babe. Under mounts in the options? Under, like, in my mount journal? Or is there a mount section in the options? Oh, there we go. This fix works 10 times out of 10. I think. Yeah, there we go. And then we can actually, here, let's use the dig and mitts to get myself to loam, and then I can turn more mode back off. There's a mount section in the options. Let me look. Controls, interface, action bar, combat, ping, social, ping, keybinds, general color, line, text, speech, mounts. There is a mount section. Excellent. All right. Much better. All right, we got our 300 Azerothian Archives rep from that. And some gold. Another quest over this way. To Loopy. Continuing their sub. As a mainstream sub. Appreciate it. I feel honored. Oh, you could level Mollywobble exclusively in the Maw to get Maw Walker Mollywobble more magnificent Maw makeovers. Maw Walker Mollywobble the Mechano Mistweaver Monk. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Missing any Mollywobble content? Time at work, last time to watch stream. That's okay. There hasn't been much Mollywobble content, if I'm being frank. She's at level 17 still. I did like a dungeon on her once, and then decided I just wasn't in the mood for alt leveling yet, so She's still ready. She sells seashells by the seashore. I was gonna say the main skill that I had in school that is like one of the most useless things that I was any good at was reading text aloud clearly, like on site, like when they would do like reading aloud basically in class, and you would have a section of the book and you would call upon different people to read out the section. I was always decent at that. I had a fine time enunciating and whatever for the most part. And I was bizarrely proud of that as a pretentious, precocious child. And then I was about to say, well, that's one of my most useless skills. But you know what? It comes in handy for Twitch chat. I think it's actually I've landed in the one weird career in the world where being able to do that. There's probably other ones. Like, I'm sure I could read off a teleprompter or something. But, like, I've managed to land in one of the jobs where being able to sight read text clearly actually comes in handy. It's not a ton of them, but there's some. Lots of people cannot say Irish wristwatch. Too hot? There we go. Prime Minister. Ugh. You know that if I've gotten into politics, something's gone really wrong. That sounds like my worst nightmare. Is it better for you if we watch VODs here or on YouTube? I think YouTube, technically, but I would very much encourage you to do whatever is comfortable and convenient for you. Especially if I haven't posted the VOD to YouTube yet, then it's going to be available here as soon as the stream is done, whereas it takes about a day for me to get it up onto YouTube. So by all means, whatever is most convenient for you, we are talking about, like, fractions of pennies for, like, an individual view. You gotta do you. Your actual worst nightmare? Maybe. What is my actual worst nightmare? I had a recurring string where somebody was trying to put a hit out on me that was pretty scary. But I haven't had any of those in a while, which is nice. I do still post VODs on YouTube. I have a separate channel. I have a channel for my stream VODs that is separate from my main YouTube channel. The main one is mainly Saturday News right now. I think politics would cripple me because I think there would be a lot of hard choices that don't have easy answers where you are going to cause harm to somebody no matter what you do, and that would be very difficult for me to live with. Did I do the, am I caught up on Azeroth Archives World Quests? Might be. Would you make much more money from a view subbing? Hang on. let me break out the sentence. Would you make more money from a viewer subbing or from the ad revenue if they had Twitch Turbo? Subs, I believe. I think it would go subs and then Turbo and then ad revenue below that. Is Twitch Turbo any good for you? I think I don't know for sure because I'm not as educated on that as I should be. My instinct from having breezily looked at the analytics is that it functions a little bit similarly to the way that actually, you know what? I can't talk. I'm talking fully out of my butt. I have no idea. I know that YouTube Premium is good for me. YouTube Premium pays out creators when premium viewers watch their videos. And I'm assuming that Twitch Prime does something similar, but I actually don't know. Or not Twitch Prime, Twitch Turbo. Well, I'm happy with our progress today. We got 17 characters all the way through Freehold. We did our Love is in the Air dailies. We're making progress on the tokens we need for the extra mount in the toy. So for tomorrow and Sunday, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I won't play Palworld. I might play Palworld. My Palworld file is in a much different state than it was last time you saw it. I've got some cool pals that I could show. And I'm in a place in the game where what I mainly need to do is explore and find bosses to fight, which might be fun to do on stream. So I might stream some Palworld this weekend. If I don't, then there is boys class campaign still to work on. There's always that, as well as myriad transmog farming. Will you sit there and tell us you are not playing Subnautica? This weekend? Yes. I have no plans to play Subnautica this weekend. Have you seen this cat? He's so fun. I don't know why I thought black pants was a good idea. Alright, thank you very much for joining me today. I shall be back tomorrow morning for a Saturday morning Hazel stream. I appreciate the company, and I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.